Okay, let's get into it. Today we're doing a deep dive on a really interesting piece of gear, the Epson Pro Cinema LS9000.
hmm
So this thing landed in July 2025, and its whole mission really was to bring a true 4K laser projector with like fully motorized lenses down to $4,000.
Just under 4,000, yeah.
And that raises the big question for you, the person looking to build a serious home theater.
Yeah.
How on earth did they do that? And, what was the one strategic cut they had to make?
Well, the thing is, when you actually look at the core of it, they didn't really compromise on the fundamentals.
Oh, really?
Not at all. It uses 3 LCD tech with this dual-axis pixel shifting, and it's been confirmed it displays all 8.29 million pixels. So you're getting actual 4K.
And our sources are saying that at a normal viewing distance, you genuinely can't tell the difference between that and a native 4K panel. So the picture itself is rock solid.
Exactly. And that image is coming from a 20,000-hour laser, puts out 2,200 lumens.
So they'd have kept the expensive stuff.
They absolutely did. I mean, look at the lens. It's a fully motorized VRX lens. You basically have a robot inside fine-tuning your focus, your zoom, everything.
And the lens shift is huge,
Like,
right?
it's huge. We're talking 96% vertical shift, and you can save 10 different memory presets.
That is not a budget feature.
Mm.
And it integrates with Control 4, Crestron,
Sure.
all the big automation systems. That
Yeah.
means it's designed to be, the centerpiece of a high-end smart home, not just some box you plug in.
And the image quality, I mean, straight out of the box, it's phenomenal. AVS Forum, Projector Central, they were all raving about the color accuracy.
What were the numbers on that?
It measured at 2.6 delta E. And just so you know, a delta E below 3 means the color error is so low your eyes literally can't perceive it. That's reference quality without any calibration.
Wow. Okay, so the hardware is pure premium. The picture is perfect. But this is where it gets really interesting for me. The gaming specs. 22 millisecond lag time.
It's 4K.
Running at 120 hertz.
Yep, with full 40 gigabit HDMI 2.1 ports.
I mean, that puts it right up there with high-end gaming monitors. Is this like the first projector a serious gamer can actually buy for a theater room?
I think it is,
Okay.
which makes the one thing they left out even more glaring.
Okay, here it is.
This is the elephant in the light-controlled room, the lack of dynamic tone mapping, DTM.
Right, so that's the smart feature that adjusts the HDR picture for you,
Yeah.
scene by scene, automatically.
And without it, look, if you're watching a movie and it goes from a dark cave to a bright desert, you have to pause. You actually have to go into the menu and move sliders around to make it look right.
That's a total immersion breaker.
It's a deliberate handicap. It's there, or rather not there for one reason, to make you want to spend the extra money on the LS11,000.
So that defines the whole product then. The LS9000 keeps that amazing VRX lens, the 4K pixel shifter from his bigger brothers, the LS11,000, the LS12,000.
Yep.
The only real hardware draw is the brightness, from 2,700 lumens down to 2,200.
And that 500 lumen difference is the perfect trade-off for a very specific user. If you have, say, a 130-inch screen in a completely dark room, 2,200 lumens is plenty.
But if you're trying to light up a massive 150-inch screen,
Then you'll feel it.
right.
And that's exactly why the more expensive models exist.
So when you stack it up against the competition, the value really snaps into focus, right? I mean, compared to the JVC NZ500 at a similar price, the gaming is way better.
Oh, no contest. The JVC is capped at 60 hertz, and this Epson is brighter and more flexible than something like the BenQ W41000i.
So what's the final verdict here?
I mean, it's pretty clear. If you are building a dedicated dark theater room and your priorities are image quality, top-tier gaming, and install flexibility, all under that $4,000 line, this thing delivers incredible cinema-grade value.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you to chew on. How much is pure convenience worth? How can a single frustrating omission, that dynamic tone mapping, be the one thing that stops an almost perfect product from being truly seamless? Even when you know its core hardware is absolutely top-notch. Something to think about while you're pausing the movie to adjust those sliders.